Hello, my name is Brian Lopez, and this is my personal narrative. As a kid, I always had problems with life and how unfair it was. My mom tells me stories about how I'd cry whenever I saw a homeless person laying on the ground, sleeping, and waiting for enough money to get the next meal. As you can see, I wasn't exactly normal. I saw the world at its worst. Kids weren't supposed to be thinking about these things at such a young age. But obviously, I was the exception, and it caused me a lot of problems. For example, the year I went to 5th grade. When I went to 5th grade, I was always so nervous because I never felt like I belonged. So I intentionally sat alone during lunch and waited patiently for school to end. Life wasn't great for me at the time, and it only got worse when my parents separated. I still had them both in my life, but lived completely different lifestyles. At my mom's, we never had enough, whether it was food or just time with my mom because she was always working. At my dad's, we never went a day without eating, but he never really cared. His job always seemed more important to him. I saw how my dad lived in glory while my mom suffered with consequences, and I just couldn't handle it. It got to the point where I didn't care how my life went or what I ended up. Because of this, I repeated 5th grade by handling it terribly, and I handed in nothing that year. Rock bottom. Never felt so nice. The thought that I had nothing to worry about eased my mind because I simply didn't care. Why live? Why live life to the fullest, I wondered. Either way, I was gonna die. The world around me never got better. So why live at all? Then I remembered my mom. How beautiful she was, and how sad she was after the breakup. Would I really be that selfish to just have given up on her when she had all these other problems on her own? Nothing in the world mattered to me more than my mom. So I guess she became my God. All-knowing and deciding for me what was right and wrong without having to say a word. Now that I could open my eyes, I saw I had reached inside of hell, and I was the only one responsible. My self-pity actually led me to dig a hole, and for years I've been digging and digging and digging. So that same year I decided that I would change, and so I did. The couple years after that, I changed my attitude completely. I went to the Math Olympics 3 consecutive years and won 3rd place once. I now try to follow the teachings of Jesus Christ to understand the reason for my being. To this day, I learned, but I have hope that one day I will finally do what was meant for me and make my parents proud, especially my mom. That is why I will be changing the world these following years. I am Brian Lopez, running for governor of New Jersey, and I approve this message.